On the way home from Ngabuburit, the car carrying 4 young men plunged in the ravine in Sumedang.
On the third day of fasting, the mother-in-law's bride Kamistran is being rushed for Eid. Hello viewers, I'm Aziza Hanum, opening the Liputan 6 afternoon with the news controversy of noisy paddle courts built right in residential areas. After the bus in South Jakarta, now in East Jakarta. As a result, the governor will evaluate all paddle courts permits in Jakarta.
Day turns dark, but this noise still haunts. Imagine living next to the sounds of ball smacks and players' cheers from the paddle court. Not to mention, paddle balls often straying into home yards. Residents in Haji Nawi Cilandak, South Jakarta, are disturbed by the paddle court operating since late January 2026 from morning till midnight. Residents report via the Jaki app and police lead to mediation with the paddle court owner, resulting in agreements.
Akan dipasang yang namanya penghalang suara, peredam suara. Operasional pedal itu dibatasi selama pemasangan peredam itu. Ya.
After sparking significant public controversy, the station has now developed into its current state. Yes, behind me is a pedal track in South Jakarta that is considered a nuisance to residents due to this noise. I can imagine it's only a few meters from a residential area or village. However, according to local residents, today is Saturday, February 21st, 2026, there has been no activity since morning. However, in previous day, it was very busy from morning until late at night. The issue of the paddle court in South Jakarta hasn't been resolved yet, but it's also been raised in East Jakarta. The case is similar. Residents of Pulau Mas are disturbed by the presence of paddle court near their residential area. Several banners have also been erected in opposition. The governor of Jakarta will impose strict restriction on paddle court operator found as violated permits.
Besok hari Senin atau Selasa, kami akan segera memutuskan bagi lapangan padel yang mengganggu ketertiban umum dan kemudian tidak mendapatkan persetujuan warga setempat dan kemudian juga izinnya tidak lengkap, maka pemerintah DKI Jakarta akan mengambil langkah tegas.
An evaluation is needed. The presence of sport facilities must not compromise residents' right to a quiet and comfortable environment. The MTK Media Team reports.
At the start of Ramadan, prices for various commodities grow significantly. For example, beef reached 200,000 rupiah per kilogram. During a surprise inspection, the Minister of Agriculture stated that he will take action against unscrupulous traders who manipulate prices during this holy week. 250,000 rupiah for just 1 kilogram daging sapi. Yes, the price of beef skyrocketed at Junjung Biu Market in Sintang, West Kalimantan. The price increased to 70,000 rupiah due to out-of-stock prices.
Nggak ada stok, Om. Nggak ada stok. Jadi nggak ada stok sama sekali.
Ini dari lokal Sintang atau dari luar? Lokal Sintang.
Dari luar ini.
Although not as expensive as in Kalimantan, beef prices in Palembang, South Sulawesi have also soared. At the 10 Hulu market, beef is selling for 160,000 rupiah per kilogram. This is an increase of 20,000 rupiah in 2 days due to high demand and low supply. Not only beef, but egg prices have also risen. At Jembatan 2 Market in Tambora, Jakarta, eggs were selling for 32,000 per kilogram. This record high price occurred on the third day of Ramadan. Meanwhile, the results of surprise market price inspection by the Minister of Agriculture at Kebayoran Lama Market, Jakarta, on Friday afternoon showed a different result. The price of
Daging
chicken
ayam
actually
justru
dropped
turun
from
dari
40,000 rupiah to
Rp40.000 jadi
25,000 rupiah per
Rp25.000 per
kilogram.
kilogram.
Only the price of
Hanya
government
harga minyak goreng
subsidized
subsidi
cooking oil, which is
pemerintah,
being
minyak
sold
kita,
for
yang
19,000
dijual
rupiah, is higher than the
Rp19.000
highest
lebih
retail
mahal
price of
dari harga eceran
50,000
tertinggi
and 700 rupiah per
Rp15.700 per
liter.
liter.
Pengusaha tolong deh jangan main-main di bulan suci Ramadan. Kami langsung koordinasi. Kalau ada yang menaikkan harga, pasti ditindak.
The high price of this commodity has made people no longer focus on quality but on quantity. The price of small bird's eye chilies has reached 100,000 rupiah per kilogram, forcing residents of Bandung West Java to
Di
switch
pasar
to dried
Panjunan
chilies.
dengan harga
At
Rp10.000
Panjunan Market
per
at
ons,
10,000
cabai kering
rupiah per
laris
ounce,
dibeli.
dried chilies are
Pedagang
selling
sampai
well.
bisa menjual 5 kilogram
Vendors can
cabai
sell
kering
up
dalam
to 5
sehari.
kilograms of dried
Tim
chilies
MTech
in a
Media
day.
melaporkan.
The MTech Media team reports. Now let's monitor the price of chicken in Jakarta. Is it still the same as the results of the Minister of Agriculture surprise inspection yesterday? Let's ask my colleague Rido Yahya at Kebayoran Lama Market. Rido, so how come the price of the chicken is still 25,000 rupiah per kilogram?
Yes, of course, the price isn't that much, Hanum and viewers, because I reported at Kebayoran Lama Market at same place where the Minister of Agriculture Andi Amran Sulaiman conducted an announcement inspection yesterday. I asked several traders, especially chicken traders, about the price increase. Chicken, which is usually sold for around 37,000 rupiah to 38,000 rupiah per kilogram, is the lowest price. This time, it's being sold for 45,000 rupiah to 50,000 rupiah. Likewise, chicken eggs have also increased by around 3,000 rupiah from around 29,000 rupiah. Today, the price is 31 around 1,000 rupiah, and what has drawn the attention due to the significant increase, Hanum and viewers, is the price of these small bird's eye chilies. The price of small bird eye chilies has skyrocketed or gotten hotter because guess what? Today price is 140,000 rupiah per kilogram. If I could compare the price of these chilies to beef, I checked today that the price of beef is 140,000 rupiah per kilogram. So the price of chilies beef is currently the same. But for vegetable commodities, this situation can be said to be relatively stable. For example, the price of salad of garlic ranged from the 40,000 rupiah to 60,000 rupiah, and the reason is whether it's chicken or bird eye chilies. The reason again is that stock are limited while demand is quite high. As for chilies, the reason their prices have skyrocketed is that many weather factors significantly affect the relatively small harvest, leading to significant price increase. That's it, Anong. Back it to you in the studio.
Okay, Rido, thank you for your observation. Have a good day back on the job. Amidst the ever-increasing prices of basic necessities, the free food distribution was certainly a hit with residents. Hundreds of residents crowded around a free food distribution vehicle in the yard of Pamekasan Police Headquarters, East Java, for the sake of 5 kilograms of rice. Brandishing coupons, residents jostled for their turn to receive their food packages. A total of 800 sacks of rice were distributed free of charge to those in need. Meanwhile, in central Tapanuli, residents are risking their lives to cross the river using ropes and logs to buy basic necessities for breaking the fast. Three villages remains isolated following subsequent flash floods.
Pelan-pelan.
It was extremely risky what the residents of Bali District Central Napuji did. Using maxi props, they crossed the river to reach the other side.
Mencapai ke seberang. Hal ini
This occurred after a flash flood cut off access to Lokbek Ampolu Road and Bridge, which residents of the three villages of Aingbota, Pangaran Honas, and Logo Ambulu typical use. Not only did they have to cross the fast-flowing Badai River, but hundreds of residents needing to buy groceries for breaking the fast,
salah satunya di Pasar
including at Hatta Balang Market, were also forced to cross the cut-off area using logs as makeshift bridge to obtain supplies.
Untuk sekedar memperoleh logistik.
Kami mau keluar aja, membeli sembako.
Beli sembako.
Stok kan habis
ya.
Kami nggak nyangka kan bencana datang tiba-tiba.
Ini dengan seperti ini Ibu berani bisa melewati
Ya gitu lah Pak, dengan jantungan.
Oh iya.
To date, there has been no bridge repair from the relevant agency or any other parties. Rizky Ramadan reports from the Tapoli Regency, North Sumatra.
In Karawang, West Java, flood victims are having difficulty fasting and haven't received any aid for the second day of the flood. This is the condition of hundreds of houses in Karangligar village, west Teluk Jambe, which were flooded. High rainfall intensity and the overflowing Citarum and Cibeet rivers triggered the flooding. Now village road access is completely paralyzed. Residents haven't received any aid, especially food, making it difficult for them to eat before dawn and break their fast. It's only the third day of Ramadan, but people are already flocking to eat clothes. The Muslim fashion trend this year is the mother-in-law's bride gamis. It's a unique name, isn't it? Michelle Awinda at Tanah Abang immediately reported this. Michelle, so why is this gamis called mother-in-law's bride? Yes, it turns out this is because most of the buyers are wives and mothers who want to look fashionable and beautiful for the upcoming Eid. Plus, it's not only beautiful and fashionable, but also makes a positive impression on their in-laws. So it's called the in-laws bride gamis. Let me show you the details. Check it out. This is so beautiful. There are so many brocade motifs. The color is gorgeous too. This one is green, and it's topped with a vest like this. I'm curious, how much does a viral gamis like this cost, and how many have sold?
Kira-kira harganya berapa dan laku berapa sih? Wah, coba kita tanya ya ke Kak Sofi di sini. Waduh, mana nih Kak Sofi? Kak Sofi,
hi Sophie. How many pieces have you sold of this viral gamis?
Ini udah laku berapa pieces coba?
Alhamdulillah sih dalam sehari kita bisa laku 2.500 piece ya untuk menjelang bulan Ramadan ya.
Memang semuanya udah cari baju-baju lebaran.
Ya, betul banget.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. It turns out a lot of people have opened even up to 2,500 a day. But it's not just a woman's shirt. Here at Tanah Abang Market Lot B, there are also lots of men's options. I saw that when I checked the men's stores, there are also cocoa shirts that are in high demand. Besides the gamis, the mother-in-law's dream and pride of her in-laws, and so on, it turns out that both men and boys have also ideal men's saroons. These saroons are also in high demand for Eid needs. Prices for saroons range from 60,000 rupiah to 70,000 rupiah for cocoa shirts. But Hanum and viewers will definitely need to be a little extra patient when you're hunting for Eid necessities at Tanah Abang Market. It's indeed bustling with so much variety. You can find just about anything here.
Apa aja di sini, semua serba ada. Sementara demikian Hanum kembali ke ada di studio.
Wow, that's interesting. I'd like to make my in-laws proud too. Please get one for me, Michelle. Well, viewers, earlier we talked about Tanah Abang, and now residents in Yogyakarta also have a unique way of enjoying the month of Ramadan. Their neighborhoods are decorated with colorful lanterns, making the atmosphere even more lively, like stepping into a fantasy world.
Wow, it's beautiful. Sparkling decorative lights in the form of flowers and butterflies adorn the gate leading to the Al-Falah Mosque in Gubernur Hamlet, Kulon Progo, Yogyakarta Special Region. As you pass through the gate, rows of mushroom lanterns line the road to the left and right, and the twinkling light hanging from the trees is like entering fantasy world. It's so exciting. This unique and creative project was created by the community spending up 12 million rupiah. The lanterns are made from waterproof paper and wire to create patterns. While last year's theme was jellyfish, this year's theme is mushroom, which symbolize the ability to grow and thrive without special care. It is hoped that during Ramadan, residents will transform into better individuals.
Tahun kemarin kan kita sempat buat ubur-ubur yang ada tentakelnya gitu. Terus yang tahun sekarang kita ganti ke jamur karena ini masih dengan barang yang sama. Jadi kita bisa didaur ulang, kita jadikan jamur. Untuk biayanya itu sekitar kurang lebih 12 juta, Pak.
Itu hasil ini ya?
Iya, itu hasil iuran warga dusun Ribongan.
The creativity of Gembongan Hamlet residents invited local residents to come and take photos and join in worship at the Al-Falah Mosque.
Keren banget, terus menarik banget karena baru pertama kali juga melihat masjid yang kayak gini. Sangat menarik lah.
Residents hope that the mushroom lanterns and various decorative lights will continue to enliven Ramadan and attract children to enliven the mosque with positive activities. Kristianto Nugroho reports from the Kulon Progo Regency, Yogyakarta Special Region.
We have information from abroad, ladies and gentlemen. President Donald Trump has officially signed a global tariff policy of 10% for all countries. This comes after the United States Supreme Court ruled that several previous import tariffs were illegal. Donald Trump announced the decision via his social media platforms after the United States Supreme Court overturned part of Trump's tariff policy. Trump also criticized and lambasted the judges for the decision, which he considered disappointing. Previously, Donald Trump's import tariff policy was overturned because the judge deemed it legally invalid. A special needs child died at the hand of his biological mother, information that was injected in the Liputan afternoon.